Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Some of you have been asking why the Bootneck has not commented on Israel-Palestine. And I'll tell you why. It's because, as I've told you many times, if the game is rigged, the only way to win is to not play the game. To me, Israel versus Palestine is as interesting as Labour versus Conservative. I don't care. So I'm going to give the people what they want. And what my viewers like to see, typically, is me ripping the piss out of the dumbest people on planet Earth. So today, we're going to do that. Here is Exhibit A.
So I just got yelled at for asking a very reasonable question. So I'm applying to go somewhere, and I just wanted to know, are there accommodations for people who struggle with time blindness and being on time?
This one's going to be a lot of fun. Right then, this plank, this human sausage with a ginger fringe went viral today. Well, you know why she went viral. But I'm going to watch the video with you and give you my take on things, because I was astounded to hear this latest claim. I mean, I thought I'd heard it all back in the 90s when they started talking about seasonal affective disorder or ME, yuppie flu, and all the other ones. As we've talked about, mental health is the new bad back because you can claim it for anything. But every year they come up with something crazier than the last, and this is the best one yet. So let's learn what this young lady's problem is. I mean, young creature. Don't want to misgender anyone. You know they all have the same insane pathological worldview, so it's unlikely that the creature goes by she or he or they. So we'll just use Creature X. Let's see what Creature X has to say about time blindness.
So I just got yelled at for asking a very reasonable question. So I'm applying to go somewhere, and I just wanted to know, are there accommodations for people who struggle with time blindness and being on time?
Just stop you there, love. Just stop you there. I don't think that's a reasonable question. I don't think going into a job interview and someone saying, do you have any questions? And you saying, yes, I've got a question. Do I have to turn up on time? Do I have to turn up at all? Do I need to be at work? Do I need to do any work? Can't you just pay me for being an intellectually vapid, ginger, Palestinian separatist? Can I just do that? Can I do that? I feel like I'd enjoy that a lot more than, what was the position again?
You know. And then the person I was with interrupted and acted like I was asking something else, and then when we were done, they actually started yelling at me and saying that accommodations for time blindness doesn't exist, and if you struggle with being on time, you'll never be able to get a job.
Look at the face on it. What is Creature X crying for? If you say stupid things, getting yelled at is the least of your problems. If I said something stupid when I joined the Royal Marines in 1999, they would have made me take my trousers down my ankles, crawl through the nettles for an hour, and then beat me with a rolled up telephone book. There are worse things in life than being shouted at. Just go and ask the folks on the Gaza Strip how they're getting on today. There's worse things than being shouted at, trust me.
And then they're like, your stupid generation wants to destroy the workplace. And yeah, I think that a culture where workers are just cut off because they struggle with being on time, when there's other solutions that we can look to, I think that just anybody who thinks it's okay to just treat people like that, yeah.
Two other things I've noticed. First of all, she's got that weird voice where you go, you know, like the comic book guy off The Simpsons or something. She does sound like that, which is another stereotype for limp-wristed, soy-drinking social justice warriors. She's like, of course I think this. The other funny thing is, she started that sentence as if she's going to rebut the guy. She's like, oh yeah, some guy was like, your stupid generation just wants to destroy the workplace. Like she's mocking him. And then within 3 seconds, she goes, yeah, we do want to destroy the workplace. Well, then it's not really a rebuttal, is it? If I was having out with Abu Hamza on Question Time, and I said, you want to destroy Britain, all of its culture and all of its values, and make all the women walk around with their head in a bin bag, he's not going to go, touche, and destroy the infidel, is he? Think about it, you ginger mog.
Yeah, that culture needs to be dismantled. And then I asked that person, how can you feel good about yourself upholding this kind of system? And then to think, I'm entitled. No, if people think it's okay to treat others like this, that's entitlement.
Amazing. So there you go. That's the latest one. Time blindness. I thought she just made this up on a whim, but obviously she didn't. She's getting it from somewhere. Probably from the morbidly obese, body like a bin bag full of coleslaw, dresses like she's raided the Salvation Army hostel clothing bag professor that educates these people. Because then I found this story. Mental health. What is time blindness and why does it happen? It happens because a bunch of overly emotional, histrionic, sparrow-born social justice warriors don't want to do any work. I keep telling you a lot of this. They do not want society to function. They put all these blockers in the way, so you can't build houses. There's red tape for everything. You can't run a business. You can't build anything, do anything, get anything done. Discipline your employees that are completely incompetent. Look at the state of the NHS. You can't do anything. And then, when it finally gets to the point where it's going to collapse, they'll go, see, capitalism doesn't work. Well, we're not doing capitalism, are we? If a rich business magnate can't even build a housing estate because you make sure there's so much red tape and rules lawyering and activists that businessmen can't actually do business, well, we haven't got capitalism, have we? So that's what they're trying to do. I live in California. I work for a big corporation. We can't fire people. Doesn't matter how much they suck. If they don't do any work, you still can't fire them. So how are we being capitalists? She's talking about this capitalist system. We've already put the skids on. And then when it all collapses, because we've got hardly anyone paying any income tax, and for every 3 people at work, we've got 5 parasites leeching off the taxpayers. They'll go, see, the system doesn't work. Well, it worked in the 80s when they hadn't found hundreds of legal ways to stifle anyone that's got any interest in making some money. Anyway, I'm ranting. Let's read this utter lunacy, shall we? From Cleveland Clinic Health Essentials. What else is a health essential? 60 Benson and Edges and AIDS. Are they health essentials as well? 2 pints of methylated spirits every day. I wouldn't take health advice from these people on anything. A skewed perception of time happens to everyone at some time, and for people with attention deficit, hyperactivity disorder, or autism spectrum disorder, keeping track of time can be particularly difficult. Some people call it blindness. Passing of time goes faster when you're engaging in something. There's a scientific reason for that, says paediatric behavioural health specialist Michael Manos, PhD. And this is another thing to point out. This is why Michael Gove said people are sick of experts. It's because experts lie. Experts are political activists. And it doesn't matter what subject you're talking about, you can always find an expert to leap out of the bushes like a demented leprechaun and tell you a load of gobbledygook that's disguised as science. Little foreskin-faced Fauci proved that there's no such thing as science anymore, there's just activism, right? I spent 30 years decrying the religious preacher types who were always against science. You know, I grew up reading Richard Dawkins books, and at this point in 2023, I am forced to conclude that even science has gone completely tits up, because you can't trust anything anymore. Is this guy being serious? A PhD. On paper, he's a smarter man than me, but because he's a political activist, he will spew total bollocks with a straight face. Dr. Manos said time blindness isn't a diagnosis or specific symptom, it's just a general way of talking about the phenomenon of losing track of time, and it can be more extreme for some people. People with ADHD are known for their deficit of attention. It's right there in the name, but that's only part of it. Here are some tips for overcoming time blindness. Try the if-then technique. Be mindful about what You know what, let's stop there. It's not funny anymore. It's annoying. Here's some tips for overcoming time blindness. Get your lazy ass back to work, you useless ginger oxygen thief. There's some tips for you. And if you don't want to do any work, take Creature X's council house, or whatever it lives in, stop giving it welfare checks, and give it 2 basic options. Overcome your time blindness, or live off rainwater, you leech. I get offended. I'm an American taxpayer, and I personally get offended when I see these people, because they are like ticks that have burrowed into my ball sack and are sucking me dry, and not in a fun way. I've been assured there's a fun way you can do that. No idea. But anyway, that's amazing, that isn't it? Time blindness, that's my new favourite. I might try it today at work, see how it goes down. Probably doesn't work if you're a straight white man and you just do your job competently. If I look like the Diane Aberpotamus, I could probably pull that one and get 6 months paid sick leave. But we are where we are. Let me know what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Am I being too harsh? Do you struggle with time blindness? If so, tell me. In fact, no, don't tell me in the comment. If you struggle from time blindness, don't press like and subscribe. Piss off. I don't want to talk to you. You weirdo. My IQ will drop from merely engaging with your comments. Okay? But for everybody else, thanks for watching. Enjoy yourselves, and I will be back probably on the weekend. I've got a few long shifts to pull this week. Anyway, I hope everyone's all right. Thanks for watching. See you all very soon. Toodle pip. Cheers.